Being that we lost, I think it was a good experience for our team entirely because a lot of us have come back. It's something that you don't take for granted now. Winning isn't something that you should take for granted.
Okay, so there's at least one of the three of us up here who is not fond of what he said there. It isn't me, and it isn't Orlovsky. Domonique, what didn't you like about that?
I mean, it just seems like one of those things you say when you lose. Like when someone dies, you say they're in a better place. You don't know that for sure, but you say it because it makes you feel good. They lost.
What a dark response.
He's not happy they lost. You can learn from winning. I think Nick Saban's been winning a whole lot, and he's been learning a whole lot. Tom Brady, we can go down a list of a bunch of people who learn from winning. It's just nonsense, coach talk, quarterback nonsense. I bet you Baker Mayfield would never say any BS like that.
You're gonna feel better after losing this argument. So I looked at it like a couple different things positively. Like one, we had Nick Saban on yesterday. Nick Saban talked about all the coaching turnover that he's had, and he referenced it to being a good thing because it's brought new energy, new ideas. He turned a bad thing into a positive thing. That's part of their process of being focused on moving forward. Same thing with Tua. What is he supposed to sit there and be like, yeah, you know, we're super bummed. We know he wanted to win. So he's taking the loss and going, I can learn from this. We can get better from this. I can learn more from this loss than the win. And the second thing is this. We have to understand that Tua is still a kid. He's still like a 19-year-old kid who was 24-6 in high school but won his state championship his senior year. And then he goes to Alabama and he's part of a historic, heroic national championship win his freshman year. Then he has an incredible sophomore season, and essentially they get punched in the mouth. So maybe he had never experienced anything like that before. He was on such a joyride of the state title and I'm the man and I had that heroic performance to win us the national title. Man, I'm having historic sophomore year. Maybe that loss was him able to step back and being like, okay, it's a good thing for me to experience this because I haven't experienced this type of pain.
Look at Nate's face. Just look at his face.
You know what a better thing than losing in a national championship is? Winning in the national championship game. Like, it's stupid. It's horse manure. It's garbage. But I understand you have to do it. You have to put a positive spin on things for the fans or whatever. I guarantee you Nick Saban's not happy about turnover in his coaches every year. Not happy about losing. It's called putting a spin on things. It's a loss, and it's okay to say, we lost, it sucked, it kills me. And it's also okay to win and say, I still need to get better at it. That's what separates good from great from elite. It's people who do well and still find ways to get better. You don't need to suck to get good.
He's still a kid.
Okay, I'm telling you that I like quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield who tell us what they actually feel and don't come out here and give us this.
You were probably the same guy
spin.
not liking Baker when he was doing some stuff.
I always love Baker. I love the brash guy.
Let me throw something different into the conversation. In fact, I'm not even going to do it. Let Saban do it, okay? We had Saban on yesterday, and we had Paul Feinbaum on yesterday talking about Tua's season and what he needs to get better at. I think this will make my point even better than I can make my point.
I think Tua played outstanding football for us all year last year, but probably not quite as good in the end as in the beginning. I think sometimes when you have success, you want to have more success, so maybe you start forcing plays, trying to make plays down the field, trying to make explosive plays when maybe they're not there.
I thought Tua was terrible down the stretch against the elite defenses. I mean, he got exposed in the Clemson game. He struggled while he was injured, I might add, against Georgia. When he saw good defenses, he had problems. I think we read too much into Tua. We sat there many times last year in your set, Greeny, declaring him the greatest of all time, and I think that was just because he had played against a bunch of terrible defenses.
This is why I sort of understand, if indeed, and I've never met Tua Tagovailoa in my entire life, but if indeed he is taking it to this level of introspection, I understand what he's saying. That this is a guy for whom everything had come so easily and so quickly. He walks in out of nowhere and throws the game-winning touchdown in overtime of a national championship game, then is setting the world on fire against sub-excellent competition.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden he gets punched in the mouth. And maybe there is an element of getting punched in the mouth that will, in the long run, wind up benefiting him. Now, I don't know if that's really what he was trying to say or if it really was just typical coach and quarterback speak. But I think if there is a level of him recognizing, you know what, I have a lot of work to do to be as good as everyone else is telling me I am, then I understand what might wind up being good for him.
I actually take it as atypical coach and quarterback speak because it would have been easy for him to sit there and go like, yeah, you know, they were just a better team that day, and we'll try and get better. Instead, he's being honest. He's telling us what he truly feels and going, All right, we lost. I'm kind of
players-
happy we lost because things had worked so well for us, and this is how I've learned from it.
I'm happy we lost is where I have the problem. The excellent players are the ones who can win and still find those mistakes and still find those things to improve upon. You don't need a loss to tell you to do that. I can find a lot of quarterbacks who have lost a lot of games, and somehow it didn't turn them into great players.
Let me ask maybe a more important question in the long run. We can continue to pick apart the thing he says if we want to, but how about picking apart his game? We're going to put together a little touchscreen for Dan to give you a closer look at it a little bit later. But the question I'm asking you now is, what does he need to get better at? Because it felt like he was exposed.
We're seeing it right here. Tua, when things go as expected, he's great. When they don't go as expected, he tries to become Superman because he was so successful. So what you're seeing is him hold the ball for so long and have indecision because maybe the picture changed or it didn't go as he had anticipated, and he's holding on to the ball, which he was not accustomed to last year. And so this is exactly what Tua is talking about. That loss is going to be a good thing for him, and he's happy it happened to him because he was not used to having to play a certain way, and the loss and the way they lost is going to force him to adjust the way he plays.
Is he going to be a great NFL quarterback? For those of us for whom Sundays are our primary focus, even compared to Saturdays, is he going to be a great quarterback on the next level?
My answer today is no.
Wow.
I need to see Tua, and I love him. I need to see Tua play dominant football when the competition across the line of scrimmage is just as talented.
Look at Nick's face.
No, just because you have this problem when I'm here is I actually listen to the things you say. And at the beginning of the show, you said Drew Lock was going to be the franchise quarterback for the Broncos. So you're saying that he's nowhere near Drew Lock right now.
Because Drew Lock took an undermanned Missouri program, an undermanned team, week after week, and gave them chances to win against better talent, more talented teams.
Why are you upsetting my man Domonique here? Go ahead, final word.
So Drew Lock and Tua available in the draft next season, let's say. Which one are you taking?
I can't answer that because I have to see what he does this year in
Mike!
SEC
Mike,
title
stop
game and the college playoff. Everyone, thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, more analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus. We'll see you there.